YouTube, it's Missy, and today I'm here to share with you 2 TBRs. I am extremely late in posting this, but it's been super busy with this whole social distancing slash distance learning kind of thing with my kids being at home and me homeschooling. So there is a bug in my umbrella light. Not a big one. I hate like little gnat things. I don't want it to fly in my face. Anyway, excuse the old makeup. That was from earlier today so I could look presentable for the children when we did Google Meets. Alright, so there's the 2 readathons that I'll be taking a part in. The first one being the Dewey's 24-hour readathon, which starts tomorrow, Saturday, the 25th of April. It starts at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I live in, the West Coast, so I will be starting at 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I'm going to be going to bed a little bit after I upload this video, and then I'll get my Z's in so I can read all of the books. I've already told my family not to bug me, that they will get meals, but don't do anything else because I will be busy. So for that, I will be double dipping. I'm still reading Social Suicide. I'm halfway through. I figured I would try to get through some of the ones that I've been struggling to finish the last 2 weeks. They've all been extremely good, but with working and homeschooling and all of that, I haven't been able to pick them up as much as I wanted to. So yeah, I'm still working on Social Suicide. This is the sequel to, what's it called? Deadly Cool, and this is by Gemma Halliday. So halfway through, I'm going to finish this, and then I would like to finish Unthinkable, which is by Helen Thompson. This is a nonfiction on different kinds of brains. So it's an extraordinary journey through the world's strangest brains. So the first couple ones, there was people who don't have a internal map within their brains, so they get lost very easily even in their house. There's people who can memorize everything that's ever happened to them. You can pick a day on the calendar and they'll say exactly what they had eaten that day, what it looked like, if it was cloudy, if it was sunny, what the day was, like if it was a Monday, even though it was like 25 years ago. All very cool. I'm loving this book. And then I have these 2 that I started but haven't really gotten very far into, which is Dead Indian Wars. This is the sequel to Damnation, and this is by Clark Casey. And then we have Goth by Otsuchi. I'm supposed to be budding reading this with Maddie from the Maddie Hatter, and her and I have both been kind of slacking and picking up other things. So this is already annotated by the previous owner of this book, which I always find fascinating to know what other people think. And so I'm still looking forward to reading this. This is a serial killer Japanese translated book, which I'm enjoying. Alright, and what else do I have? Oh, yes, and 20th Century Ghosts by Joe Hill. I've already told you guys this before. I only have about this much left in the book, so maybe 4 short stories and then it'll be done. I'm hoping I can get through that. With that being said, this is only a 24-hour readathon, so I figured I would put a ton of shorter books within the longer ones to kind of like break up the pace of everything. So with that, I have all of these books, and you're thinking, damn, Missy, are you expecting to read everything? No, but I do want to have a nice pile to grab from in case I'm not filling a book. That's a good thing to note when you're doing a readathon. Have a pretty large stack of books that you can go through, because if you're reading a book and you're getting like 50, 100 pages in it and it's just not catching your attention, don't waste your time. I'm not saying to DNF the book itself, but put it aside and continue on, because it's a marathon, so you want to get as many as you can done. So I'm going to read The Tooth by Shirley Jackson. I did bring this along with me on my vacation to New Zealand, but I never picked it up. I also have Get Thee Back to the Future. It's a William Shakespeare's kind of play written on, you know, Back to the Future by Ian Dowsher, I think. And Quirk Books sent this to me last year, and I still never got to it. I feel really bad about that. And then I have Father Gaetano's Puppet Catechism by Mike Mignola and Christopher Golden. This has a bookmark in it, which means I did pick it up for a readathon at one point. I don't remember which one, and I never got to it. So it's a pretty short book, so I would like to pick it up. It says, in the aftermath of the critical World War II battle, Father Gaetano is assigned as the sole priest at the Church of San Domenico in the small seaside Sicilian village of Tringal. We'll see what that's all about. And then Maddie loves this book. This is one of her favorites, and it's been on my shelf for ages. This is The Diving Pool by Yoko Ogawa. I love Yoko Ogawa's writing, so I'm really looking forward to reading this one. I have all of her translated works, and I've read 2 of them so far, so can't wait to read that. And then I have a couple of graphic novels. So I have Laid Waste by Julia. Oh, look at that. There's a G and an F and an R right next to each other. In the United States, we don't have that kind of letters. There's no vowel. Gruff. Is the G silent? And I just say Fjord? I don't know. I want to look at that. Someone sent this to me. I can't remember who, so if you did send it to me, thank you very much. I also have Piper. This is also from a subscriber. I don't want to say who I think it's from, because if I'm wrong, then I feel bad. But thank you for sending this to me. I'm looking forward to reading that one. And then I have Tales of the Peculiar by Ransom Riggs. Now, the way I got all of these books, last night I went through my Goodreads and I sorted from the least amount of pages, and this one popped up. I guess you could say it's on the short side. I really love Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I did read that. I did read Hollow City. I haven't finished Library of Souls yet, and I'm pretty sure that this is like a collection of short stories, and it's a prequel to the first one, so hopefully there's no spoilers, but I'd like to get to that. And then I have more graphic novels. I have Tales of Wonderland. This has been sitting on my shelves for ages. I got this from Book Off for $5, and you know how I love Alice in Wonderland, so I want to get through that one. And then I have Stephen King's The Dark Tower. This is volume 2 of the graphic novel series. Again, I got this from Book Off. And then Goodreads so graciously sent me V-Wars ages and ages ago. I thought it was going to be, you know, a volume with all of these issues, you know, bound into one thing, but it wasn't. This is now a TV show on Netflix starring Somerhalder. Why can't I think of Ian Somerhalder from, you know, the vampire series that came out forever ago. Oh my god. You know the one. You know the one. Anyways, I watched that series. I don't know why I can't think of the name of it right now. But I watched up until Elena turned into a vampire, and then I didn't have cable anymore, and I just never bothered going back and trying to rewatch everything. But yes, this is an adult version of vampire story, and this is written by Mayberry, who, you know, wrote a zombie book that I can't think. Flesh and Bone. Is that the second one? It's 12 midnight, so excuse me for all of the brain farts. So anyways, yeah, I'm looking forward to reading these. And then I have Sex Criminals here that was sent to me by my friend Jessica. Oh my gosh. I still haven't gotten through all of her graphic novels yet, and this is volume 1, One Weird Trick. This came out a long time ago. Everybody raved about it. Something about you have sex with somebody and then you can do bad things. Is it teleporting? Like they have sex and they teleport into a bank and then they rob the bank? I don't know. We'll give it a go. And then we have Neil Gaiman's Sandman. I really liked the first one. This is volume 2, The Doll's House. So, yeah, looking forward to that one. This one I've picked up for several different readathons. Still never read it. And this is Squee, New and Improved, now with Meanwhiles. And this is by Yonan Vasquez, maybe? Wonderful Big Giant Book of Unspeakable Horrors. Look how stinking cute. I really like super cute horror, like animation illustrations. This again was from Book Off. And then the last, oh no, I have 2 more. This one is Beautiful Darkness. I bought this from my local library bookstore for $1, and people were raving about this when it first came out. This is by Fabian Velmon and Carascott, maybe? Yeah, it's supposed to be really pretty but super depressing, as in, you know, depressing things happen to the little girl that's on the cover. Final book that I have just in this pile is Above the Dreamless Dead. It's a World War I in poetry and comics by Chris Duffy, or edited by Chris Duffy. So these are real poems that were written by soldiers in World War I. I received this, I think, in my very first trade-away giveaway from a subscriber, and I never picked it up. I'm sorry to the person who sent this to me. I love you for sending it. I know. I do get through all of my books, but we're not going to go through the same spiel of how I have a lot, and so I tend to be overwhelmed when it's, you know, it comes time to picking books. So anyhow, those are all the books that I would like to get to during Dewey's 24-hour readathon. So it'll be over, you know, Sunday at 6 a.m. I will do my best. I really enjoyed the 24-hour readathon that happened, I think it was in November, maybe? I did participate in that one, and I posted quite frequently. I think every hour I posted on Instagram what I was reading, and I tried to do all of the challenges. So I'm going to do that as well. Hopefully, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that I get that done. And then the very next readathon that I want to participate in actually starts today, which is Friday the 24th of April, and it goes on until the 30th of April, and that is the Halfoween readathon, Halfoween2020 readathon. This is being hosted by what is it called? Spine Breakers. I've never heard of this channel before. Keely over at Bibliophile's Journey posted her TBR, and Keely's my BFF on BookTube, and so she posted her TBR video, and I was, you know, debating whether or not I wanted to participate, and then so I decided, okay, fine. I did subscribe to their channel. They look really sweet. I'm really excited about this readathon. I've never joined before, and I don't know how many years they have been doing this readathon, but I'm looking forward to it. There are 5 challenges for this readathon, and the first one is to read a book with black or orange on the cover. So because the Dewey's 24-hour readathon ends on Sunday, I don't want to read any of the books that I'm planning on reading for the Halfoween during Dewey's, unless it's going to go over, like it'll overlap really well. So the first question is to read a book with black or orange on the cover. So I have 20th Century Ghosts here. that would be great, because not only does it have orange and black on the cover, but it also works because I wanted to finish it anyway. Now, if I get this done and I still want to continue reading black with orange on the cover, I'm going to pick up the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. This one came out, I believe, in February. I did get this from Quirk Books. They were so gracious to send it to me for, you know, an honest review. I started, like, literally I picked it up and I read the first page and then I got distracted. So I really want to dive into this ASAP. And if I don't get to finish it during the readathon, I'm still going to start it during the readathon. So those are those two books. And then the next challenge is to read a spooky book and then watch the movie or TV adaptation. So again, I want to do the whole overlapping business with the V-Wars because this is a TV show that is on Netflix. I would like to try that. And then if I am, you know, just super amazing at all of this reading, I do have Krampus that I took with me to New Zealand, and I never got to it. And I've been dying to read this book. So this is a Christmas horror story, and I looked on Netflix and Amazon Prime, and they don't have the original Krampus on Amazon Prime, but maybe I can rent it for $3.99. But they do have the not the knockoffs, like the sequels. So I think it would be funny to just watch a sequel. Like there's Krampus's mother. Like they're so bad they're not even B horror. They're now like CD horror. So that'll be fun to watch. Let me know down below if you've actually seen those different versions of Krampus. The third one is to read a book that involves something supernatural. So, with that being said, all of these are supernatural in nature. So any one of these will work. It doesn't say how many books you have to read during the challenge. And if you watch their announcement video, they said they're super lax. So I'll just, you know, double dip. If I can get through 20th Century Ghosts, that's supernatural. Vampires are supernatural. Krampus is not real, so that would be considered supernatural. Yeah, and of course I just said vampires, so V-Wars is also vampires. Again, supernatural. Alright, and then number 4 is to read a book with a spooky word in the title. I have ghosts. If I don't finish this, dead is a spooky word, right? Maybe? I don't know. I don't know anything. I'm just going to double dip on all of these books. If I have to grab an extra book, I will. Who knows? I'm just trying to, you know, read as many books as possible. And then the last challenge is to dress up in Halloween costume with only things you have in your house or decorate your house for Halloween. Now, when I was in college, my husband and I used to go to this place called Big Lots. I don't think they even have that store anymore. I don't think the store even is a thing. But basically it was like a really expensive Dollar Tree where they had like all these like discounted items that you could buy from there. And we used to buy decorations all the time, but then once I had children, I stopped with the decorations. We don't put decorations up for anything. A little bit for Christmas, but we're just not very festive. Like, we celebrate Halloween. We go out trick-or-treating. I make sure that the kids are like fully prepared and dressed up and everything, but we don't decorate the house because 1, my house is small. 2, we have no room, like storage for any of these things. And 3, I don't want to clean it all up. So it's mainly laziness. Yes. Yeah, so what I'll probably do is I will probably dress up like witchy to do my wrap-up for all of these books. That will count, right? And you have, the bonus is to take a picture of your TBR and post it to social media with the hashtag Halfoween readathon 2020. So that, my friends, are the 2 readathons that I'm going to be participating starting tomorrow at 6 a.m., which is Saturday, April 25th. 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time is when it starts, or 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time is when the Dewey's 24-hour readathon starts. You can still participate, but you can't sign up anymore, I don't think. But I will leave the link for the sign up just in case you want to try and sign up. I will leave the link for Spine Breakers down below so you can check out their announcement video, and I will leave the challenges down below as well. Let me know if you are going to be participating in these 2 readathons or one of these readathons, and what books I should, you know, really get to during this readathon, because it's all up in the air. I like to do things loosey-goosey because you never know what's going to happen. These are just, you know, things I would like to get to. It's all tentative. And that is it. I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend so far. I know it's only Friday and some people worked today and some people didn't, but I did, and I definitely want to upload this video, like edit it, render it, upload it, have my wine, and get ready for bed. So that is all. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys soon.